Tripp Dalton on Days of Our Lives has some complicated history, so some viewers might need a refresher, which is where we come in. Actor Lucas Adams made his debut in the role in March 2017 and played the role until his exit in August 2019. However, just over a year later, he reprised the role in September 2020, so there's plenty more drama to come. In January of 2016, Mafia princess Ava Vitale revealed to Steve Johnson that she'd had a son with him who was sold on to the black market by her father, Martino Vitale. However, after digging into the boy's whereabouts, they were told that the child had died of pneumonia. Ava was devastated, and was murdered by Steve and Kayla's son Joey Johnson. Tripp lost his mother but found a whole new family. https://www.soapsindepth.com/wp-content/uploads/sites/3/2019/08/days Joey Kayla Tripp Steve.jpg. A year later, Steve learned that his son had not died, and was, in fact, searching for his birth parents. Steve and Kayla tracked Tripp to a diner in Arizona and brought him back to Salem, where they underwent a DNA test that proved Tripp is Steve's son. Joey was nervous about what might happen if his new half-brother learned he murdered his mom, Ava, so Steve took the blame, saying he killed her on Nisa orders. But Tripp found that whole story implausible, and as he became drawn into the Vitale family business, began to learn more and more about his mother. Investigating his mother's past, Tripp came to believe that Kayla was the one who actually murdered Ava, and plotted to destroy her. Working as her assistant at the hospital, Tripp altered medical files to make it look as though Kayla was making mistakes that were causing her patients to die. When that plot didn't work out, he threatened to kill her. Thankfully, Steve showed up to the hospital in time to stop him, and Joey also arrived to finally confess to Ava's murder. Steve tried to stop Tripp from making a terrible mistake, but it was Joey who finally put things right. xjjohnson/jpstudios.com Tripp was stunned to finally learn the whole truth and felt terrible about what he'd done. Even as Joey turned himself into the police, Kayla accepted Tripp's apology and promised not to turn him in for attempted murder. Trying to make a fresh start, Tripp moved into the loft with Claire Brady and Theo Carver. He developed a massive crush on the blonde, but she was dating their other roommate. After Theo was shot, Tripp found out Kate Roberts was indirectly responsible and contemplated turning her in, but she blackmailed him into keeping quiet. After confessing his feelings to Claire, Tripp was crushed to learn she didn't feel the same. Then grew closer to Sierra Brady, although when she invited Ben Weston to move in with them, he got jealous and plotted to frame the seemingly reformed serial killer for arson in order to get him out of their lives. Ultimately, his plot was exposed and a furious Sierra broke up with Tripp. He grew closer to Claire as they schemed against Sierra and Ben, but then she got jealous when he agreed to marry Haley Chen so she could stay in the country. After he and Haley were nearly burned alive, Tripp wanted to help prove that Claire was the arsonist, and tried to spark her jealousy again. It worked a little too well, and Claire threatened Tripp's life and tried to kill Sierra again. Steve and Kayla were happy to have Tripp home again. xjjohnson/jpstudios.com Once Claire was sent to the hospital for psychiatric treatment, things calmed down, but Tripp found himself actually falling for Haley and ultimately chose to go to Los Angeles to attend medical school to avoid ruining things for her and JJ. But by September, he was missing home and transferred to Salem U to continue his studies. Steve and Kayla were happy to see him again, and Tripp even mended fences with Claire. Unfortunately, when Tripp ran into Allie Horton in the park, he was confused as to why she was acting so hostile towards him. Allie believed that her baby was the result of Tripp forcing himself on her while she was drunk, but he insisted that they never had sex. As the accusation of rape spread around Salem, Tripp continued to profess his innocence. He was upset to learn that Steve and Kayla had done a DNA test behind his back, but was sure it would prove his innocence. Unfortunately, it showed Tripp was Henry's father. The twist was that the baby shared Tripp's DNA because his father was actually Charlie Dale, who was revealed to be Ava's other son. The rapist went psycho and was shot and killed, so Tripp naturally became one of the prime suspects, but was soon cleared. He got a new job working at the hospital as he studied to become a doctor, but drive. Snyder didn't like him and kept berating him at work. Tripp also reconciled with Allie and the pair began flirting and admitting they had feelings for each other, but he was stunned to see her kissing another woman. Stay tuned to Days to see what happens next. Ad block test, why?